and welcome everybody. This is the Distant Worlds 3 official live stream. Silentio, please, in the chat. Silence. Anyway, yes, we are where we need to be. Thank you, Andrew. But yes, we are in the right place. We are in the HQ of Distant Worlds 3 on planet 7C. In technically a moon, I know, not a planet, but technically 7C of the launch system. It doesn't have the most wonderful name of a system that we've come up with, but Frontier wouldn't allow us to change it, so it's just one of those things, I suppose. But anyway, we are all here today. This is, if you've been keeping up with the various things we've been posting, this is the liftoff. And not the mass jump, but the liftoff. And the liftoff, if you'll go into the Discord, you should find over from the launch day information at the top, and there should be some lovely infographics and instructions. The particular graphics were made by Jimbo here of the org team, and the maneuver was designed and perfected by Commander Just Barely as well. So thank you to those guys for putting this together, making all of our lives easier. Okay, it's probably best to have it in front of you having a look at this. It's got 4 stages to it. Liftoff, the alignment, the cruise to escape altitude, and then the final go. Now, I won't read aloud every single stage, but we'll go through the commands, and I suppose I will technically do that when we actually lift off. So the idea is I will say out loud the stages. And this will be in a few minutes' time, by the way. So we're planning for the actual liftoff to commence in-game time at 1930 hours. So yeah, we've got a few minutes before then, in which time I will probably answer some of the questions in chat. Oh, by the way, anyone also in the Discord chat here, if you voice chat, if you can answer some of those questions as well. But I'll let give you plenty of notice when we're supposed to be going off. All these poor server hamsters. What's the target system? Well, that's not yet applicable for what we're doing because it's doing the liftoff at the moment. So, yeah. The target system, if you're really burning to know though, is where the carriers have moved to. So if you know where that is, you know in advance where that might be. But it is in a nearby system, so don't worry about it. Right, a lot of people talking about servers crashing. Yeah, I think this is not a legend. This is actually true from Distant Worlds 2. I remember this one very well because I was there. And on launch day, the servers of Frontier Developments basically melted down, and they crashed and were crashed for at least an hour, I think it was. And so we didn't actually get very far. We were just sort of stuck in a Bremen tunnel for some time, thinking, this isn't normal. This is not a standard launch. But, you know, here we are. And these years later, it's like we're hoping that will not happen again. But we will not know until the actual time. So your guess is as good as mine, everyone in the audience out there. Oh, there's a few people saying they remember this. This is true. DW2 on PS4, yep. 07 console commanders. I know most of you switch over to PC now, but I do have very fond memories of all the console commanders on the different expeditions that we've done over the years, Distant Worlds 2 included. And yeah, it was a wonderful time, but I think it sounds like it affected all the servers, all the different platforms, so yeah. It was fun at the time. It was true. It was a kind of unexpected sort of, well, what's this thing going on? And it wasn't planned. It wasn't a sort of special effect or anything. It was literally just the servers, kind of, the hamsters passed away and they had to get new hamsters. So, you know, that's just poor Hammy, really. Poor things. Yeah, just a quick warning to anyone else when mentioning gankers in the chat. Do not fly in open if you don't want to meet gankers. It's kind of that simple. Always has been, really. If you want to be an explorer and just avoid PvP, don't go into open. If you want to PvP people, go into open and do it to heart's content, but none of our Distant Worlds events will be happening in open. If you see anyone actually trying to lure you into open or say that there's an event there from DW3, they're not telling the truth. everything will be in the FleetCon private group. Okay, for this event that we're about to do, the liftoff, it's whoever you're with, really. Literally who you happen to be with, like at the moment. I found myself a lovely bunch of commanders here in front of the HQ. I've probably never seen any of them before in my life, but having said that, I'm sure they're all lovely people. And wherever you are, happen to be near the DW3 HQ, land and just find someone to lift off with. It's a truly communal event. We, the organisers, sort of scattered around as well. We're not actually in the same place physically. We're in the same voice chat, but we're not physically in the same place at the moment. So yeah, you're right. It's we'll be lifting off the surface in about 8 minutes' time. Someone thinks they might have found Raxxla. Well, everyone thinks they found Raxxla at some point, you know. But what actually is Raxxla? Let's not get into that though. Well, someone's looking forward to CQC. That's wonderful. We will be doing a bit of that on the carrier legs. I know Dr. Nagi's already talked about this quite a lot. But yeah. No, CQC is fun. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a sort of elite sub-game. It's a sort of complete sort of bubble away from the main game, where you can do sort of SLF and like light fighter-based combat that has no effect on the regular game. So you could have no money or literally like hundreds of billions and like the best ships, and those don't affect anything in CQC. It's a sort of fun way of kind of going about combat without having any repercussions on anything within the game. It's really quite good. It's like an exploration tradition that we have, that we sort of run. Raxxla is friendship. That's a good one, actually. Raxxla seems to be almost whatever you want it to be, though no one's ever formally said. The lore of Raxxla is sort of very vague. Yeah, CQC will be a thing. More Raxxla questions. That's always good. But yeah, as I say to anyone who's only just joined us, hello. And we will do the liftoff shortly. But this is just the liftoff, lifting off from the surface and into orbit by the 4 stages we said we've gone through in the server. If you're looking for the information and you're not sure where to find it, please go to launch day info at the top of the server, and you should find the liftoff diagrams there. And yeah, if you get them in front of you now and have a quick look at them, I was going to say memorize them. You don't have to memorize them, just sort of read them as they happen. It's not a complex. Don't worry if you get any of the stages wrong either. I mean, it's not designed as like any kind of flying exam. Don't worry, no one's going to be marking you for it. No one's going to be putting you down as like, no, that's their amount. No, it doesn't work that way. It never has. We're just doing this purely out of fun and out of community, really. Because obviously, in Elite, it's the sense of community is one of the most important things. And one of the most enjoyable things I think about the whole community, the exploration community, is that sense of camaraderie and that sense of community. So, oh yeah, James the Fox has put in chat, Distant Worlds 3, the search for Raxxla. It's like, shh, don't tell them about that. Have the compass bearings been announced? Yep, I'll do that in a moment. We'll go through all the stages, don't worry. Raxxla was the friends we made along the way. Yeah, it could have been. We'll mentally be posting a mission today. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but you have to look in the Meta Elite channel to find that out. That's probably the best place to look for that information. Yeah, everything is all of a sudden it's just like, let's find Raxxla. This isn't Elite Squid Game, that's true. We're not really those kind of people. Squid Game's a good show, but, you know, this isn't there. Okay, cool. Right, back to the liftoff. Right, obviously the first stage is the takeoff, and we hover about 100 meters above the ground. and hold your position with retracted landing gear. It's weird we've got like 3 minutes, but I feel like we're rushing it almost, but we're not. We're actually slightly ahead of schedule at the moment. But cool. If you've got any particular questions now in the kind of few minutes we have, please put them in the chat. Nothing outrageous or rude, please. This is still sort of PG-13 territory. I was just doing the Outlander challenge. Oh, Outlander's a good one. Outlander is basically flying only in a Sidewinder to Colonia. The first ever like Outlander was actually in the era when Colonia was first founded, when you had to go out in an unmodified Sidewinder, no engineering or anything. It was incredibly hard. Now it's still hard, but it's just a lot easier than it was because you can engineer a ship still. Yeah, we don't have a target system at the moment because we're doing the liftoff first. The target system, somebody's already guessed it in the chat, but it didn't take a brilliant observation to work that one out. But yeah, don't worry, this information will all be given in the proper sequence. We're concentrating what we have in front of us at the moment, which is the liftoff. Is Halsey video official lore? That's a good one, actually, because the character of Halsey is actually definitely, obviously, lore in her own right, but yeah, you'll have to wait and see about that one. Okay, I think we should get ourselves ready to lift off, shouldn't we? Wonderful. Is Raxxla the target system? Oh, I love that one. That's great. Right, let's have a quick look who we have around us before we start. I'll deal with the friend request later. A few lovely Caspians. Oh, Commander Unbreakable's actually here. Hello, Commander Unbreakable. You're nearby. So that's one person I know in the vicinity. So that's cool. Right, okay. Prepare everyone for liftoff. We'll give you the bearing in a second, don't worry. As the infographic suggests, there is a sequence to this. Let's not get it out of sequence. Otherwise we'll start confusing ourselves. Right, prepare to lift off. Everyone, if you haven't already done so, please do that. Prepare to do step 1. The takeoff and rise to height of 100 meters. And let's do that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Just to 100 meters. It doesn't have to be much more. It doesn't have to be 100% precise, but there or thereabouts. Track the old landing gear. Right, now we get to the bearing part of it. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Right, the bearing is 280 degrees. Rotate your spacecraft by there's a horizontal movement to the bearing of 280 degrees. Show a bit of the landscape off as well. It's very green around here, isn't it? 280. 280 degrees. And then the next step will be to tilt back to an elevation of 60 degrees. I should type this maybe in the chat as well. Or somebody else please type it into the chat actually. Yeah, so we are raising to elevation of 60 degrees and a bearing of 280. That should point us into the middle of Barnard's Loop, straight into the eye. I'll put that in the chat as well, just to make sure that everyone has it. 60 elevation. Right to the middle of Barnard's Loop. It's a beautiful place. Okay, now, has everyone done that and we're holding position, hopefully? So one ship is called the Fancy Fool. Are you prepared for liftoff? Cool. Hope everyone's in position. Right, now the next step is to move forwards 100 meters a second to altitude of 3 kilometers above the surface, and then to hold our positions. Okay, let's start in Mark 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll forward. 100 MPS, meters per second. It's quite difficult with my drive because it's quite powerful, so it's like difficult to get it exactly right, but do what you can. As always, we don't expect perfection, just people try. Nearly getting to an altitude of close to 3 kilometers, so I'm sort of pulling back on the throttle a bit. Yeah, hopefully I should hit 3. Yeah, 2.99. I say that's good enough. Yeah, that should work well. Wonderful. Okay, we've all reached the altitude of 3 kilometers, I hope. No systems targeted, remember, and hold the position. Now we're at 3. Cool, right. Give it a few seconds so everyone gets into position. As I said, someone said in the chat, make sure you have no target system selected. We're not jumping to another system. We're staying within the same star system. Exactly, stop at 3 kilometers above the surface. I think I can see the commanders near me have stopped. That's wonderful, thank you. Okay, that's phase 3 complete. Now, this is the go one. I do the count for the FSD charge for Super Cruise. And yeah, say, depending on your drive and obviously what the system is doing today, it may take longer or shorter. But yeah, the worst is like 2 minutes, but it's often quicker than that. So let your drive charge up, and then I'll wait for the final count. So I'll just say, charge your drives up. Actually, you can start charging them now, probably the best thing. Start charging your drives, please, everybody. Where you are, don't throttle up, just stay throttle to 0, stay where you are, just charge your drives. Which I would respond. Frame shift inhibited. Exactly, that's what should be happening. You should be reading something along the lines of frame shift inhibited by factor 21 disruptive mass. Mine's charging relatively slowly, but that's not a problem. That's to be expected. Right, we'll wait a minute or so to make sure everyone is charged up, and then I will give the count and go full throttle without boosting, and hopefully we'll enter Super Cruise more or less the same time, and that will be the end of the liftoff. The mass jump will follow a little bit after that. Obviously we'll start forming up for mass jump formation at 2000 hours in-game time, but we'll do this, we'll execute this first, the liftoff. Okay, still charging up. You can hear the drive sort of warming up there bit by bit. It's in the chat, this is European time. There will be another one later on for the Americas. Information in the Discord. I can hear all the dryers warming up. Yep, we're getting there. I'll give it another, once mine's topped out, we'll give it a little bit longer because people's drives seem to do it at different speeds as well. So yeah, I'll do a count of 5, and at the end of it, full throttle but don't boost. Stand by, everybody, stand by. Okay, ready for count. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. We should be entering Super Cruise. I should see some people to my side. And ahead. Oh, I can see a trail just up there. I can see a few people behind me at the moment. If I turn back slightly, I'll no doubt see a whole bunch of different people in Super Cruise. I think the instancing is keeping people very much apart at the moment. At least in the instance I was in. There's got to be a lot of people out here. But yeah, the trails are quite beautiful. Awesome. I hope that worked for you as well out there. On your different instances, I hope that it all came together for you. As always with the organisers, we try to act as a guide as best we can to get all of you going where you're supposed to be. Okay, right, for the timings for the rest of the evening. Obviously, you say the mass jump flotillas will be all coming together, whether you be in the organised ones or the community ones. It's just jumping with other commanders is the main thing. And as you said earlier, just like with the mass liftoff that we've just done, that's the key. It's being with other people. It's being in community with others. You say a lot of people have made friends by meeting each other this way. And if you've not done an expedition before, welcome. If you're still looking for a community flotilla, please go to the forum inside the FleetCom Discord, and there should be a whole bunch of people putting ads out for different flotillas in whichever time zone you happen to be in, and you should be able to find someone there. Okay, wonderful. Right, this stream will continue for a while, though it will actually just be in sort of break mode for a bit, and then just coming up to say 100 hours we'll resume the stream, probably at about 2010, but yeah, that 100 hours start getting into your various different flotillas, be they community or organised. And as always, ask in the chat if you're not sure about anything. I will see you soon. And we're back. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the official Distant Worlds 3 stream. Hope you've had a nice lift off wherever you are. I understand the actual delay between the stream going out and people seeing it was about on the order of 20 seconds. That sounds entirely plausible. But obviously, to all the leaders of all the flotillas out there, all the jump groups, whether you be the official ones or the organised ones or the community ones, and 07's the community ones out there, you're doing a great job of putting everything together. I've been watching what you've been doing over the last few days, but all the jump leaders, be aware that even though I will be doing a verbal countdown on this stream, it is up to you individually as the jump leader within your group to jump on the hour of 2100 hours, because the entire expedition is synchronized to do that. Everyone from my flotilla here through to everyone else's, no matter, look at the clock is your synchronization for the jump. The flotilla leaders, you should all be doing the countdown from 10 to 1 around that time, so when it gets obviously 20, 59 and 50 seconds, you start. Obviously, because if you just listen to my 20-second delay, you'd probably be on the hour. But it's just so that, just like worst case scenario, because obviously we're all about contingency plans here at the organisers. The idea is, they say this stream for whatever reason just went dead, so that everyone would just jump anyway. Obviously, this stream is, there for information and for people to ask questions, and obviously to show what the jolly fun of Distant Worlds 3 is to the wider community and the wider world. But yeah, we will see how the servers will take the load upon them, but we can cross our fingers and hope for the best, as we all do. By the time it hits 2100 and we're all initiating the jump, it's in the hands of the server gods at that point, and there's nothing else anyone can do. So we can do our best and hope for the best, I suppose. Right, cool. Questions in the chat in the meantime. Oh yeah, people saying about the navigation being the permit lock coming out. Now that's just because we happen to be right near a permit lock sector. You can't plot a whole route system after system in a sequence as you normally can. You have to jump one system at a time. You can only do that. You have to target a system. Just go to the galactic map. Don't do a route. Just go to the target on the right hand side in the right hand column. Click on that target. Then you target that one system, then you jump to that system. That's the only way to navigate this particular area of space. We didn't design it that way, it's just the way the game is, and it just happens to be the one sort of major downside of this area of space, that you often do have to pick one jump at a time. But in all fairness, the early Elite game was like that. The very, very beginning of Elite, you could only jump one jump at a time. There was no further capacity. But that was more than a decade ago at this point. People asking, do I need to wait for a wing invite from official flotilla, or they have to send one? Well, ideally, you should have friended each other in game already. But if they haven't sent you a friend invite already, try send one to them. They hopefully should do so. If not, try messaging them within the game. I mean, within the Discord. Try messaging them within the Discord. Because they should, especially the European ones, they should have responded to you by now. The American ones may or may not have responded, depending, obviously, because they're a different time zone. But fingers crossed, they should respond to you quite quickly. But we hope for the best. For those of you who are not yet in a flotilla of any kind, your best bet to meet with other people to jump is to go into the Discord, the FleetCom Discord, and within it there should be a little forum that it talks about community flotillas and organising there. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Yeah, the jump target system has already been announced within the Discord. It's under DW3 launch day info, and it should be the Running Man sector WP-W B2-0, and the jump range is 25.9 light years. The time of the mass jump is set for the European part of the expedition to be the in-game time, or UTC, however you want to look at it, of 2100 hours, 2100. You ask, do they have to be in a flotilla? No, you don't. You can jump by yourself or with one other person. It's just easier if you're with other people, and it's more fun that way. I mean, part of the reason we all go on expeditions like Distant Worlds is to meet other people, to have fun, to meet new people, or to catch up with people you already know. I see lots of people at the DW3 Strategic Hub. That's interesting. Yeah, that's a good place to congregate. But at the moment, say if you do want to make this jump, I mean, the alternative is there is an American one later on. One for the Americas is coming up, well, technically in a few hours' time in, but it would be by UTC, like the early hours of the morning, but not the early hours of the morning in North America, of course. But that's a whole different situation. The person is, I do have permission to jump to the Running Man sector, yeah, the jump target. It's like that. Basically, that is because you have to target one system at a time, as we were saying earlier. You must target not a route, but just the one system. And that's, yeah, it's counterintuitive to the way that we normally fly. But you have to remember, in this area of space, that's the way it is. Or in other areas of space, as the expedition goes on, you may run into other areas that are permit locked. And if they are, you know, or the permit locked boundaries of the permit, so it's getting more complicated now, but there's a whole permit locked zones around this area of space and some others out in the black. And the same applies there. If you get too close to them, you will actually end up having this weird thing where you can only jump one system at a time, but it's just one of those sort of odd quirks of the game. How's the audio for most people? Because some people say that they can't hear anything. I hope you can. Be ashamed to miss all that information. But yeah, that's true. It's like, you know, you do have an opportunity, especially if you live in the US, or you can stay up for the American, North American time zones if you miss these particular mass jumps. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully you'll find someone to jump with. I mean, if you genuinely can't find anyone, you could just find a nice place to jump yourself. Look somewhere that looks beautiful, somewhere within the system that sort of takes your eye. You know, like it makes you think this is a really sort of lovely spot to jump from, and you could do that. That's like the worst case scenario, though. Hopefully, you'll find somebody before then. Where are we departing from, and where are the carriers? Like, we're departing from the launch system, and the carriers are in the carrier rendezvous system. All this is in the main FleetCom Discord at the top. Okay, cool. The audio is a little quiet for some people. Alright, fair enough. I'll do what I can to make it I can't turn the volume much more than it already is, but I'll try. Someone's at the DW3 HQ with a bunch of people. Yeah, we're all forming up in different flotillas to jump now. But say if you don't have a flotilla, either you could, if you have a bunch of people with you, you could always form a flotilla of your own. You don't have to necessarily organise it via the FleetCom Discord. You can jump by yourselves if you want, if you organise it within your little group. I mean, that's entirely reasonable. You know, we're all here to try and facilitate people to, you know, interact with each other, to make friends, to jump together. And hopefully we'll be having more adventures down the line once we get to the various waypoints. I won't be able to show you directly on the galaxy map because I don't want to give away some of the secrets of the expedition. Because some very, very smart person will see them and work out what's going on. Unfortunately, I do want to tell people information for this region, but you know, it's a bit of a risk at the moment for me to do that. Under normal circumstances, I would, but I can't do that today, I'm afraid. Yeah, we will be jumping in about a little under 40 minutes. Is there a DW3 private group yet? There is, but it's called the FleetCom private group. And the information for that to be found in the FleetCom Discord server. Some people meet at the nav beacon. Or somewhere there, it seems. Yeah. I mean, you can meet people all over the system. In some ways, that kind of random chance is one of the cool things about Elite. You could just run into somebody and have a conversation with them. The question is, are roles filled out, or are they still needed, sort of like mine or whatever? This is a very good one, actually. It's not so much a specific role, because I think most people on the expedition will end up doing some mining at some point to support the expedition. I mean, I will be honest, I am not the world's most enthusiastic miner in Elite. However, mining we'll be doing will be in groups. Group mining is infinitely more fun than doing it by yourself, because it's like a laser light show. There's like lights everywhere and everyone's sort of pulling together for the same goal. We will be doing some mining to refuel the carriers, and that's the main reason we'll be mining. There are other things we can do as well, but the main one is to produce tritium for the carriers. Obviously, we will be needing to refuel them, and it will genuinely require the efforts of everyone on the expedition to all pull together and mine that tritium. But as I say, don't do it by yourself. It's kind of dull that way. I mean, some people love doing it. They find it very zen. I literally heard it described that way. But that's a good point about the FleetCom PG. Just thinking no one's being admitted today. I only think there was a recent deadline. This is not a permanent lock on the group. It was just that the administrators were so overwhelmed by the number of applications they were getting to the FleetCom private group that they put a temporary hold on it, so that they could catch up with the applications, and that hold will be released soon, so that the process of taking new people into the private group will start again very soon. You are requested not to bring your own carrier. It's a bit more than a request, actually. It's a case of, like, if you sign up for DW3, you are agreeing not to bring your carrier. There's a little box that you have to fill in, and you have to say yes to actually join Distant Worlds 3. So it's not really a request. It's a case of, if you try and bring your carrier, you're kind of violating the terms of service of the expedition by doing that. So it's really about as big a faux pas, as a sort of violation of the rules as you're going to get. Because as you saw in the launch system here, it kind of starts to clog up the system. And we can't have that across the entire expedition, because we don't want to get to the point where the official carriers literally can't enter a system because it's already being clogged up with people. And this is the reason that we don't want people to bring their carriers. You know, it is purely a practical thing, and based upon the limitations of the game. It's not trying to spoil anyone's fun or make life difficult for anybody. But it's a case of, yeah, clogging up the waypoint systems with carriers is not on, and please leave a carrier at home. That's why we brought 4 carriers with us, so no one will have to have a carrier. I mean, I left my carrier way away from this place. My carrier's never even entered this system. What PG should you use to get an instance? The FleetCon one is one that we're using for this expedition. So all the Distant Worlds 3 events will be happening within this. If you have a friend who has a private group, and they can help you out in that regard, then that's great. Yeah, someone make a good point also in the chat saying it wouldn't be much fun flying a carrier into deep space without support anyway. Well, this is the thing. It's expensive maintaining a carrier, and also the refueling a carrier in deep space is really quite annoying. And you basically wouldn't be able to do that. You could buy from Star, I suppose, in theory, but I wouldn't really encourage that because, well, Star are a lovely organisation, but they are expensive to buy from. Let's be real about that. So it would be inordinately expensive to start going out into the black of your own carrier, and also the fact that the Distant World organised, we specifically told people not to bring them. But yeah, it's just not worth the hassle. It really isn't. Just park your stuff, all your equipment, all your ships on our carriers, all your modules and everything, and we will haul them for you. Okay, it's an interesting question. Where will everyone make a mass jump from? Well, this is where it comes down to, as I said earlier, about the community flotillas. And there is a forum for organising those. Each one will probably have a different location within the system that they will jump from. Some of them will be from the moon where the HQ was, 7C. Some of them will be probably somewhere else. We're here at Planet 4, so it's other people have gone to, like, I think Planet 5 or other places. It's some people have gone to Planet 1, I think. It's just wherever you think is the best place for it, or the jump leader, I should say, finds the best place for it. So yeah, in the FleetCom Discord, the forums for the community flotilla is the place to find all this, and I'm sure there's people there who will welcome you with open arms. Where are you mining en masse? Yeah, that will be some way into the expedition. It won't happen just yet, but there'll be a point where the carriers will start to run low on tritium. Right, we're coming up to past now. So we've got about half an hour before mass jump. Right, okay. The plan is also to do the DW3 address at the start of the expedition at 2040. We'll start the process of slowly counting down at about 2050, and then the launch itself at 2100. All of these in in-game time UTC. Wait, where is Salome? A good question. Yeah, someone noticed, I think, on the way that Salome actually is one of the architects or the systems of the Shoulder of Orion event. That is a nice little Easter egg that was sort of very deliberately put there. Some of you maybe aren't aware Salome is one of the characters when Drew Wagar's books about Elite Dangerous. I think that particular one we're talking about was the book Premonition. They're both very good. They're very much worthwhile reads. But Drew Wagar has been one of the sort of official Elite Dangerous authors and responsible for a fair amount of Elite lore. Even though I'm not sure what Frontier's present-day position on what is and is not lore as far as the books are concerned. I'm sure someone else will probably correct me on that at some point. But yeah, well observed, whoever. I think that was Akashi Games. Yeah, you're asking about Salome. Or Salome, depending on how you pronounce it. Yeah, there's definitely a sort of a blast from the past, that one, because Salome was involved in game as a commander during the sort of premonition events. I think it was, what was that, 2017, where Commander Besieger, aka Harry Potter, actually destroyed Salome's spacecraft. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting time. But yeah, it's a very cool piece of lore, definitely. Galnet Digest noticed she was part of the org team. Yeah, technically not part of the org team, but was actually one of the architects for the Shoulder of Orion event. That's definitely true, but no, not actually part of the org team. I mean, to be fair, also I think Galnet Digest News, who I like and are very good, they did make a slight error in their recent video. They said that the sign-ups for the expedition were no longer open when they actually are, and will be for the best part of a month into the future. Neil C68 asked that event was made by Drew Wagar, if memory serves. Drew Wagar was involved with it. He was involved in the sort of lore crafting, and he wrote the story in Salome's character. So yeah, he was involved, but he didn't really run the event. It was, but yeah, he did have some involvement in it. That is true. So who is hosting the stream? Well, I am Commander Yannick, and I'm the lead organizer of this. So it seems fitting that I do the official stream. So Macrov says I don't want to mash jump anymore, too much anticipation. That's fair enough. No one's forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. So I'm saying that Salome isn't lore. Codex isn't lore. Drew Wagar as Lesser Verdi this time round. Yeah. I know there's a connection between Drew and Lesser Verdi as well. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, 07 Commander Mars Base. Hey Yamix, how's it going? Well, he's asking when is the first waypoint and checkpoints coming. Okay, it's broken into two parts. The first waypoint that we'll reach is not really a conventional waypoint. It's called Carrier Alpha, which is hence it's part of the carrier only part of the expedition, where in the system we're about to jump to on the mass jump, we'll board some carriers and we'll be taken to a mysterious location which Carrier Alpha is, and along the way we'll be doing some events to keep people from going space crazy. That's the idea. So that will be for a week's time from now. We'll reach Carrier Alpha. After that, we will have events in a week's time on Sunday, as we usually do at any waypoint, with our ships, SRVs, etc. So that will be quite a standard kind of meetup. But then we will reboard the carriers after that to be taken to the first normal waypoint, as it were. And that first normal waypoint will be, let's say normal as in like this will be the ship-based part of the expedition, where everyone can be finally unleashed and fly 100% in their own particular way at their own speed between the different waypoints. So yeah, so it's it'll be a week, a waypoint on from a carrier, then board a carrier again, taken to the first ship-based one. So the first ship-based one is in 2 weeks from now. Well, this week, because it's just the launch, we're just boarding the carriers after we've mass jumped. So the first one with like conventional sort of events and meetups like most expeditions do will be in a week's time. Are you be joining us for the rest of the expedition, Commander Yamix? Yes, Yamex is not Yannick. Yes, we've both laughed about this many times. We have quite similar commander names, and one has been confused for the other quite often. So yeah, it's definitely funny. We're very different kind of people. As Commander Yamex is primarily a YouTuber, and I'm primarily an explorer. So yeah, it's a different things, but yeah, I like Commander Yamex's videos. They're very cool. Definitely very sort of sardonic and wonderfully sarcastic sense of humour. The legendary beater of dead horses. Okay, cool, right. Someone's recommending that Yamex, you should join the EDC but time trials near WWHQ. Yes, there have been racing events today, and they've been pretty fun. Alec Turner has been behind some of those, and fingers crossed. I think he'll be him and Greaves will be putting some together during the expedition itself. Okay, cool. We've got a few more minutes before I start my address to the expedition. It's okay, Commander Yamex. You can stay there. It's all right. Oh no, there's nothing going for the coming week. We will have events in the middle of the week, but they will be CQC events. The Elite sub game, which is basically a sort of in its own little bubble, its own mini universe. It's our sort of internal fighter versus fighter PvP system that has no effect on the real game. It's very cool for that reason, because no matter what you have going on in the regular game, has no effect on CQC, and CQC has no effects on the regular game. So it is genuinely good fun, multiplayer kind of combat, and we always enjoy it because a lot of people, some people are really good at it, some people are not. I'm not that great at it, but that happens. I consider myself a decent pilot in the regular game, but not the CQC one. Yeah, some people know what I'm talking about. Some people it'll be a new experience, but it's all good though. Commander Makashi, great to see GW3 getting people into CQC. Let's help Operation Rise. Yeah, that's a fair point. It is CQC is often underutilized, and it is definitely an explorer's tradition that we do it at least once an expedition. But because of the way that the carrier legs are, we'll probably do a lot more CQC than we normally do. Yes, Citizen Gold, CQC is my lowest ranking as well. I think for a lot of people that's the way. But yeah, I don't really know anyone personally who's ever been CQC Elite. I hear it's almost impossible to attain because it's just, incredibly hard. Interesting one. Space Elite, Hero Elite says he won't believe his luck when we all jump in to be his cannon fodder. It's like, I see we're talking about CQC here. Yamex is asking, so today is just a jumping off ceremony? Yeah, it is. Like most launches for expeditions, it does tend to be people getting to know each other, and then you say the ceremonial launch. Neil C68 is asking, was that an in-game decoy for the original Distant Worlds? I think there might have been, actually. I wasn't on the first one, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But there's still a fair few people around from Distant Worlds 1, so I'm sure they'll be able to tell you. Thanks, Commander Fishface FP. That's They said they can't imagine this incredible effort for community in any other game. It is a very, very open community. Yeah, it's a very sort of friendly one, and it is the best one I've ever been in any game. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, Mix is correct that decals were released for Distant Worlds 2. I know because I have one myself. Yeah, David Hedber says that I have a decal for both DW1 and 2. Oh yeah, Andrew Gasper also says that he has a DW1 decal. So yeah, as I thought I'd seen them around somewhere, but that just confirms it. Mass Jump is in 19 minutes from now. Right, okay. That does remind me. I do need to get on with this and do the address to the expedition. Bear with me just one moment. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is the third of the Distant World series of expeditions. And there's been so much speculation over the years, especially since the second one ended, of would there ever be another. And yes, there surely were times that it seemed like there wouldn't be for various and many reasons, too numerous to go into here. But at the same time, we are here now. In spite of everything that may have gone on in the years preceding this, I think everybody would admit that the game is in a much better, stronger position than it's been for many moons. The community is in a much better position than it has been for many years. And we all have things we want to achieve, goals in common. As explorers, we want to go out there into this wider galaxy and find new things. But one of the main things that we have always known from the beginning of the whole era of Elite Dangerous in 2014 is that the exploration community in this game is the most golden thing about Elite, has always been and probably always will be. I speak not just for myself in that regard, but for virtually everyone I've ever met within this vast explorers community within Elite Dangerous. I thank every one of you for being here today, for all of the volunteers, for all the organisers, to everybody who's taken even the smallest bit of attention out of your day to be here today. As we look forward to this 4 months of expedition, hopefully we will show you new things that have not been seen from Elite events before. Hopefully, you will be able to sort of enjoy and take in these new experiences that we hope to offer to you. And we will continue the circle of positive engagement and of positive rapprochement between everyone in this community. The jump time is in about 15 minutes for the flotillas to mass jump. And in the words of Commander Alan Shepard, let's light this candle. I will start the stream countdown within the last minute at 20:59, but I will give updates in the meantime. We will go on break for about the next sort of 5 or 6 minutes before that, and then we will come back and continue the countdown. So if anyone is still looking for a flotilla to join, I say please go to the Discord and please ask around, especially for the community flotilla forums. I thank you. And welcome back everybody to this Distant Worlds 3 live stream, the official one. We are here ready to jump. Flotilla is ready. Hopefully everyone's flotillas are ready out there in the game. If you can't find the flotilla by now, just try and whoever you're with or wherever you are, try and orient your ship towards the jump target. Running man sector WP-W B2-0 should be in all the main chats by now, and as you say, in the various FAQs as well. We are all gathered here today indeed. Yeah, we can cross our fingers about what will happen with the hamsters, but yeah, I hope we took good care of them in life. We will soon find out what will happen. Right. Obviously my stream is probably by now apparently like 30 seconds out of sync, so obviously all jump leaders jump on the clock, not on this stream, please. 3 minutes. Fire extinguisher standing by in the hamster room, exactly. Time for a server stress test according to Block 01. Troy Torn says, seriously, I'd love to be in the FDev network team right now. Yeah, I wish I was in their WhatsApp group. I could have warned them about this. I hope they know. But thank you, FDev server team. We salute you. Right, just under 2 minutes of the count remaining. One minute 30. One of the funniest stories I ever heard in real life space exploration was the American astronaut Gordon Cooper. Before his mission in 1962, I think it was, he actually slept all the way up until about a minute, I think, before liftoff. It's like, how can you do that? How anyone do that? Okay, 1 minute. Start to spool up if you haven't done so already. Spool up those FSDs. I can hear all those drives warming up already. 30 seconds to go. Prepare to jump. Start the count shortly. 20 seconds. Stand by. Ready in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. And we're away. And we've actually made it. Yay. Oh, awesome. Hope everyone else made it too. Let us know if anyone didn't make it or got stuck in Braven tunnels, but this flotilla made it through. I'm so relieved. Here we are. '07 to everyone around. Hello, commanders. Hello. Going to the local chat. Yep. '07 everyone. Ah, what a beautiful place this is. Just flying around the system at the moment. There's a whole bunch of people still here. All around the star. I'm so glad that actually worked. I think we all are. Ah, beautiful. Genuinely. Here we are, everybody. We made it. Distant Worlds 3 is away. Just looking through the chat. Did you all get away okay? Let me know if you did or if you didn't. I hope you all did. Hope you had a good jump. Wonderful, genuinely wonderful. I don't think there's anything else I can add to that, to sort of, other than thank you everyone. That was genuinely a wonderful thing. It was awe-inspiring. Thank you for everyone who turned up this evening, everyone who's been around, everyone who will launch in the Americas and the Pacific groups later on. I think this is the best place probably to end the stream, because I don't think we can add anything more to that. But we'll all be, the organisers, all the volunteers will be around in the Discord and in chat for a while, so if you have any questions, pop them there. But thank you '07 to all of you, and I'm truly grateful for everyone that has turned up today. Fly safe, commanders, until the next time we meet. This is the official Distant World stream signing off, and I have been Commander Yannick, and thank you.